Last week, we saw Matthew Lindy go back-to-back in contenders, and it was a brawl to figure out who would race with him. Meanwhile, in supercars, Kieran Lifflander out-dueled Evan McFarland for the win after his disqualification in the lights race the night before. The two phenoms have a returning face to the NASA Rallycross Challenge to compete with, and he happens to be one of, if not the fastest kid on dirt road on iRacing. What will happen in Brands Hatch? We'll find out together tonight. The English Grand Prix is next. Our venue for this evening is the virtual Brands Hatch. Opened in 1950, North American Simulated Auto Racing started visiting this circuit in 2021A. 1.21 miles in length with 8 corners in total, 5 to the right and 3 to the left. The lap combines precision, wall line sections with a wide open road circuit for a technical mix of corners. One mistake in the first chicane and you will wad the entire field up, and respect track limits in the sand and druids of turn 4 or expect a penalty. A bumpy joker closes the lap, and who can forget the door-to-door drag race for a transfer spot in 2021C between Connor Parisi and Kieran Forrest. In NASA Rallycross, our format is as follows. Our field is split equally into 5-lap heat races with 1 joker lap. The top 2 will transfer to the feature automatically. Winner gets 3 bonus points, and the runner-up gets 2. The rest of our drivers are sent to the semifinal round. This is 5 laps with 1 joker lap. The top 2 transfer to the feature, and the winner will receive a bonus point. This sets the grid for a 10-lap feature race where the points are awarded and trophies are handed out, and unique to NASA Rallycross, 2 jokers are taken during the feature. The 30th season of the NASA Rallycross Challenge continues tonight live on the Automotive Sports Network. With Bryan Sawyer on the production truck and 2022A Contenders champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz as we welcome you to the 9th running of the English Grand Prix. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. NASA Rallycross Contenders presented by Virtual Gaming Alliance. Don't be a real dork, be a virtual one. Shop now at vtrl-alliance.square.site. Thank you so much to Dylan Thomas as the presenting sponsor of NASA Rallycross Contenders. Thirdly, cameras for tonight's broadcast are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support there. And our coverage on ASN tonight also brought to you by NordVPN. For 71% off a 2-year plan with 3 months free, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And finally, the intro music for NASA's World Feed was produced by Alex Abetti. Justin Robichaud, we saw the rematch of Kieran versus Evan last week, but there is a new yet returning face in town. Obviously, we'll see him a little bit later. Arguably the fastest kid on the service, Jacob Rafos. He returns after a 2-year ban of pro drivers in NASA. Last race here was in 2022B. I had to disqualify him for track limits, and he didn't come back until tonight. He behaved last night. How are you? What are your thoughts? And I am very excited for tonight.
I'm also very excited. You know, a lot of people were not very happy when pro drivers were, unbanned, I guess you could say. But I'm so excited to see Jakob Rafos here tonight. He's, like we've said, the fastest driver on Rallycross. I'm just going to say it. He probably is. And I'm very excited to have him here. He's a driver that this series has missed, or a caliber of drivers that this series has missed for a long time. And Evan McFarland and Kieran Lifflander are going to have their hands full tonight here with him, Josh.
Coming into the English Grand Prix for NASA Rallycross Contenders, the Drivers' Championship has Matthew Lindy at the top of the board with 56 points, Matty Morris with 32, Matty Grove with 32. They're tied for second. Paige Morton, Jess Rakowski rounding up the top 5. Ed Boyles, Vinny Sowers, Eric Dubois, Josh Darnell, Chris Wetz, the remaining order in the top 10. The team's championship, Slapex Ford, powered by TWRS, 64, KES 56, which is funny because KES is Lindy by himself, JC Simsport Jr., Slapex Subaru, and Waterfleet Racing Development rounding out the top 5 there. And the manufacturer's championship, Subaru 56, Ford with 42. And we're going to roll into qualifying, Justin Robichaud. And In practice, Matthew Lindy, 55.233, 55.240 for Jess Rakowski. Are we going to see Matthew Lindy be dethroned tonight?
Ooh, I don't know. It's a very tough question. Jess Rakowski very, very close behind, but this track notorious for first corner incidents here. So really it's going to be a matter of survival. This first sector is so very important. You want to be conservative, but you also want to be aggressive as well, because you don't want to give up positions, but yet you don't want to put yourself in a very bad position, because this sector is so crucial to drivers. We're watching Tom go through this section right now. Tom Grady, a newcomer here to the Contenders series. Actually, he was a newcomer last week. Dropped down to Contenders this week. Josh, we're going to see him compete here. But this sector here, very crucial. Once you get over the jump and get into this section here, another very difficult turn to take too wide. But after about this part of the track, it starts to clear up. That first section we'll want to watch here tonight.
What's tricky with the walls that we just drove through, you hit the wall, it sucks you in. So you have to get as close as you can to those walls, run on that grass to get the grip versus the dirt. Otherwise, you get sucked into that wall, and it's not going to be fun. We begin our qualifying 3 laps for these guys and girls to see who will take pole position for heat number 1 this evening. And we look on screen at Matty Grove, Contenders champion of 2023, being the 472. And he told me to mention it a little bit later on, but I want to give a shout out to Riley and Lane. They're watching their dad on screen right now in his qualifying run. Hopefully the former champion has a good run for the kiddos tonight. And just trying to see if anyone's about to complete a lap. It looks like the first car to complete a lap leading the pack is Tom Grady in the 5:35. And before we came on air, Justin Robichaud exclaimed how much he loved the livery, and I have to agree, the 5:35. A beautiful livery. I'm going to be biased for a minute. No NASA plates, but we'll figure that one out for next week.
No, that's all right. We'll figure it out. He didn't know, but like that is a very, very nice looking paint. The matte black and the very gloss green, the offset there, the contrast, very, very,
56.501.
Hey,
fastest until Rakowski a second later. 55.6, 55.664 for Josh Darnell. Lindy 55.1, 4/10 up on Rakowski on the first run of qualifying laps, but he hit the wall there, Justin.
Oh, and that's a 1X. That is a deletion, I believe, Josh. So we'll see what happens here as we fold in. But 55.1, still a very, very great time. That's a hair quicker than what we've been seeing in practice here, Josh. So that's going to be a tough time to beat. Jess Rakowski was the next contender, the next one in line, I suppose. She's run a 55.5 here.
Both got word from Justin, from Bryan, Justin, that Rakowski is on an invalidated lap as well. You kiss the wall, it gives you a 0X and it invalidates the lap. It's so frustrating for that to happen. So let's see.
Something that happens here often, Josh, and we see it very often.
Rakowski, it wasn't fastest of all, 54.924.
Oh, that's our fastest of the night, Josh. 54. That's a great time.
And the JC Simsport driver to the top of the board after Lindy's lap for sure got invalidated in car number 3.
Very great.
We got one lap
Josh.
left for Lindy.
54 second is such a great time for Contenders. It's it's arguably a little quick here.
Lindy's lap. It's over. It's over for Lindy. He ran off in turn 4, skipped the jump.
Oh, and that is it. That deletes it all. So he just parks it off for the rest of the night, Josh. So look at Jess for pole position tonight.
Not yet.
If
it's
that
not
sticks,
over.
We'll see what we've got. There's still a couple drivers
final
left.
Corner in the 029. We know also the other driver from Maryland has
pace for a better time.
In the Ford Fiesta.
He's on pace for a better time. It's going to be close.
Across the line. 55.6. It's not. Paige Morton in the pit lane. Grady is done.
Boy.
Grove has 1 lap left. We go back to the 472. Former series champion, remember. Ever so close, using the grass to get the most grip off the corner, down the back straightaway, into the final couple of corners. Clark and McLaren, 2 corners. You have to blip the throttle and brake in the supercars. The light's full throttle if you get the line right. Final corner for Grove.
Very smooth.
And just a reminder, the damage is off tonight with these jumps. The Ford's oil pan likes to grenade.
This is going to be good.
The line. 56.1. Improves to 4th quickest.
Puts him up to 4th. That was great. He was a shoo-in for that podium, it looked like, based on the delta.
Chris Wetz
great
in
lap for
the 71. Always the bridesmaid, never the bride, was purple in the last sector.
Oh boy, he's a low 55
Third all-time on the wins list in supercars, very close to the grass in the 71. 20 wins in supercars. Will he get the pole in contenders tonight? He will not. 56.737. I think it's safe to say pole position for Jess Rakowski in the 999 for JC Simsport. And this is the first time that Lindy will not this season be on pole position in heat number 1, Justin Robichaud.
Oh boy, no kidding. And Jess Rakowski with an incredible time here, beats by almost 2/10, Josh, and just a great little field here tonight. Quite shaken up. I think this track's exposing some weaknesses and some strengths in drivers, and I'm so excited to see what we've got. It looks like Morris went out really late, Josh, so we've got some more laps coming in here.
So Darnell is basically done with his run. The only cars left. Dubois hasn't run his run either, so
he's got time. He's got time.
Plenty of time here. While we have some time while we're watching, Matty Morris, P5. I want to go over some programming notes while we have a little bit of time while these guys finish up their qualifying runs. Don't forget round 5 of the OSRL GT Series at Imola. That will be Thursday, April 4th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck, Cody Erdmann alongside yourself, Justin Robichaud. And I'll tell you publicly, I've said it off air, you two have had a great time. I've had a wonderful time watching you guys have fun on Thursday nights. If anyone's watching and wondering, Morris is in the fence. I will be back, I think, in a couple weeks for the Le Mans round, so keep an eye on that. Round 4 for NASA Rallycross Lights in Barcelona next Sunday, the 7th, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Valley, James Watson, hopefully Jared Lott. He was not feeling well yesterday, so thank you, Cody Erdmann, for stepping in there. And our next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge next Monday, the 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, starting with contenders going up to supercars. You'll have Bryan, Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that. Remember, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network to our content on Sundays, Mondays, Thursdays, and all the shorts that Jess Rakowski is working on, doing wonderful work there. Thank you, Jess. If you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. We had 28 cars, Justin Robichaud, registered for lights yesterday. I'll say it publicly, NASA Rallycross Futures getting closer to having lights have a lower split there. It's incredible.
Yeah, that's incredible, Josh. That's a very, very large number of drivers, and that was very, very much beyond the point we were at in Supers when we made the split. So split very much in the pipeline for that division. Super exciting for the future of Rallycross and iRacing, in my opinion. So get up in here in nasasimracing.com and get yourself a spot in here in this incredibly fast-growing Rallycross league, Josh.
As we wait for Matty Morris to complete his final lap, once he crosses the line on the 24, we will roll to heat number 1 here in England. And he ran a 56.267 that last time around. The man from Illinois, currently 5th quickest. And a rough estimate, he's going to be in heat 1 with Josh Darnell, Tom Grady, and Ed Boyles, and I think Eric Dubois, according to the split. Morris, purple in... crossing the line in the 24.
Yeah, he's a few seconds.
Lap did not count. Qualifying over, we can run to heat number 1 here in England.
We're going to move this along.
So we take a look at our grid for heat number 1 here in England. It's hard for me to call it England, even though I know it is. I'm so used to saying Great Britain. Jess Rakowski, Josh Darnell, Matty Morris, Tom Grady, Ed Boyles, and Eric Dubois for heat number 1.
Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one, Josh. 2
Fords and 4 Subarus. And this turn 1, I think it's sharper than a 90 right. And you have to respect everybody going down a turn 1. We get ready here in England. Green flag, off the line, first phase, Darnell got it, Rakowski pulled him down the second phase into the first corner, side by side it's Darnell versus Morris, Grady gives Darnell a little bump, Rakowski goes wide, here's Morris, side by side, exiting turn 1 to turn 2, so hard to make this happen, Morris takes the spot! Here comes Darnell, passes Rakowski, Rakowski surges on the corner exit, through turn 4, will everyone respect track limits? I think Darnell got a slowdown. Over the jump for the first time, Justin Robichaud. Matty Morris leads ahead of Jess Rakowski.
Oh, and it's a bit of a parking lot here in turn 1 as Ed Boyles Jr. tries to make a move up the inside, gets a bit tight, takes out Tom Grady, and Eric Dubois collects up in there as well. So this field spread out. Great little battle. Jess Rakowski leading. Or actually, sorry, Jess Rakowski jokers, meant to say. Wow, here we go. This is getting crazy. And that's your favorite strategy, Josh, jokering on the first lap, isn't it?
Absolutely. At least in the old days when you'd have smaller fields like this, because you would have the field really dispersed after the first lap anyways. You get that joker out of the way, and then you are able to set your sights on the cars you're chasing. So Rakowski has her eyes set on Josh Darnell and Maddie Morris, both in the Ford Fiestas in the 24 and the 029. Remember, one joker in these heat races in NASA Sim Racing. Rakowski jokered in the 999, the only car to joker along with Eric Dubois, the driver from Maine. And a lot of these guys avoiding the sand in turn 4. Jess Rakowski was running it yesterday in the light and trying to adapt it tonight in the supercars. And I guess, Justin, explain what the sand, why it's such a big deal here in Rallycross.
Yeah, so in the official sessions, we make it a big deal because our rule book is kind of grandfathered in a rule keeping one one tire on the track surface. But in iRacing officials, diving off into that sand on the outside of is it
really quick, Darnell outside into turn 1.
The side by side move here.
Morris misses the corner, hits the wall slightly. Will we be side by side in turn 2? Morris tries to defend. Darnell trying to find a way around.
Situation.
Darnell takes the spot. Morris back to second. Rakowski now. These two squabbling is going to give her the lead. We'll hold the point.
He's smiling, Josh. This is great for her if she keeps it clean.
Tags Morris there in the 24. Over the jump. Coming to 2 laps to go. Darnell, Morris, Rakowski, Boyles, Grady, Dubois. Continue your point on the sand, Justin.
Has the joker advantage. Sorry, Josh. Yes, the sand, you can dive in there very hard and it will stop the car immediately. You get almost a bit of a catapult off of there. So drivers like to abuse that, but they can't here. So trying to adopt that to NASA's rulebook has been a struggle for a long time. One of the reasons why the pro drivers are gone. So Faust making his attempt here again. We've talked about it all night. We will talk about it all night here. Brands Hatch, one of the perpetrators, is Jess is hard on the brakes into turn 1. A little bit loose, trying to make that dive for Morris. Although really, she has the joker advantage, does she not? She just has to be patient here, Josh.
I resisted the urge to interrupt you and say, if you're Jess Rakowski, stop trying to fight these two cars. You have the joker delta, and that's what's different. We talk about contenders' mistakes over the last season and a half that we've done this class split. You can tell that these guys and girls, with all due respect, the most respect in the world, there's not a lot of experience compared to the supercar guys, versus the supercar guys will know, okay, I've got this delta, I'm not going to make this move. You might see these guys be a little bit rushed.
And they
Rakowski, jokering is Darnell, and Rakowski. Will Darnell have the delta? Coming to the white flag. This is going to be a battle with Morris. Rakowski's going to have the run. Looking drivers left. We've got 3 cars battling for the transfer. Morris still has to take his joker. This is a battle for the lead between Darnell and Rakowski. Morris goes wide.
Jess has to check up hard. Josh for third.
Into the wall, Darnell! The 2 drivers from Maryland. Rakowski to the inside, side by side, up the hill through 3, up to Druids. This is going to take away Rakowski's line in the sand, takes the spot, over, under, gives her a nudge, is Darnell. Can Rakowski clear him? Yes, over the jump. Put Rakowski back to the lead. Darnell's going to have one last shot here into turn 5.
Has to, and Jess Rakowski just has to play it cool because I think Maddie Morris has to joker here, so it's going to give up the spot. So Jess has it, just has to hold it, stay calm through the final couple corners, Josh, and it's a way and a go, and a win.
Morris jokers. Darnell tried to close the gap. Passing Morris is Rakowski, passing Morris is Darnell. Checkered flag for Jess Rakowski, seating win, pole position here in England. Darnell transfers as best of the rest is Maddie Morris, Tom Grady, Ed Boyles, and Eric Dubois.
What an absolute brawl for Heat 1, Josh, and I think that's a bit of a sneak peek at what we're going to see later tonight. Like, we still have one more heat race to go here, and it's just getting heated up, and we haven't even seen supercars yet.
Our grid: Matthew Lindy, Matty Grove, Paige Morton, Chris Wetz, and Jake Robichaud. Fascinating to see the strategies unravel in Rallycross,
Sure
and
is.
especially if you're new to NASA Rallycross with that second Joker in the feature, it adds that extra layer of strategy. Going to be fascinating. Heat 2 in England. Green flag. Wetz looks like he jumped just a pinch off the line, side by side. Lindy clears Grove down to the first corner. Grove outbreaks him in the 472. Can he hold the spot? He clears him in the 472, the former series champion. Here comes Lindy in the 3, nearly gives him a nudge. Morton in the 66, then it's Wetz and Robichaud up the hill to Druids for the first time, and expect Matthew Lindy, teammates with Evan McFarlane, to utilize the sand to the maximum here in NASA Rallycross with one tire remaining on the dirt. Down the hill, up the hill to turn 5. Lindy thought about it. Grove's going to give him the spot. Will he give him room? He closes the door. Down the hill, down the backstretch now. Will we see a Joker on the first lap from the points leader with the blue plate, Matthew Lindy? Or will Matthew Grove, former series champion, take the Joker? Either of them don't. Morton does not. Wetz does not. Nobody does on the first lap of the race. And rounding the final corner at the end of the first lap, cheer on your dad, kids, because Matty Grove leads Justin Robichaud.
Oh, it is a race right now. Matty Lindy is right behind Matthew Grove, the two Matthews battling it out. Paige Morton just smiling because if something happens between these two drivers, she's going to come out far ahead. And Chris Wetz, just to update everybody, that little bit of a jump we were excited about. Nothing happened from there. Stewards deemed that nothing. He is good.
Side by side to Grove, up to turn 4. Can Lindy try and clear him mid-corner? Now on board Grove. What a pass.
Over the jump and into a crucial section here. Plenty of room in front of him. He's got the move easy and away. Both drivers outside of the grass want to be tight to the inside of the wall. Paige Morton still in tow here, Josh. This is a single file line. What a fantastic heat 2.
Will we see Jokers on the second time of asking? Wetz does, breaking all of the history that he's done. Jake Robichaud Jokers as well in the 69. They're battling for 4th in the Joker. Chris Wetz, 3rd all-time on the Supercar wins list, like we said before, with 20. And always the bridesmaid, never the bride. 3 laps to go for Matthew Lindy. Last time around, he was 7/10 up. Had to pip the handbrake there to get the car to rotate, Justin.
Sure did, and Jake Robichaud had to check up really hard behind Wetz. He almost got a bit of a better run through the apex there and almost stalled him up a bit. Making a good run through this this turn 2 and 3 here as we're watching a bit of the second place battle here now.
Morton battling for second. They touch, skipping the jump. That's going to be an iRacing penalty. That's going to be a slowdown for sure with the 66. Take a look at Robichaud versus Wetz again here. They both took the Joker like we had covered a moment ago. And we always talk about the higher up you finish in these heat races.
Paige still fighting that slowdown, Josh.
Paige is going to have this slowdown. She's going to get hurt on the front straightaway by this slowdown. If she doesn't serve it, she's trying to serve it. And that's unfortunate when you skip the jump, but it wasn't her fault. It was a racing deal. They came together. It pushed her wide.
She gets
2 to go for Lindy.
Puts her to the back. Puts her to the back. She gets in. She's going to file in behind Jake Robichaud here at the end, but almost a bit of a move here on the inside, but going to check up a bit. Live to fight another day, Josh. That's an unfortunate scenario. Not a place you want to be in.
Looking back up front, Matthew Lindy, his last lap, 55.474 for the kid from California. Matty Grove, the champion from Pennsylvania, 56.9. It's 1.5 seconds is the difference between those two. Chris Wetz, 56.7, the driver from Texas. And Jake Robichaud from Canada, New Brunswick in the 69. And Paige Morton off the top of my head from Michigan. Hopefully I got that one right. Coming to the white flag, Matthew Lindy in car number 3.
Still don't know how you do that, Josh. It blows my mind.
Let me see if I was correct. I was. She's from Michigan. Lindy a little bit wide in turn 1 in car number 3. The track is beginning to grip up, but we are going to get a reset for the semifinals. So these guys that don't transfer are going to have a fresh track. And Justin, I'd like to think you're going to agree with me. You're on a messy, dirty track like this, and then you immediately get a fresh track. It's so...
Oh, yeah.
It just messes with you.
It is jarring.
Jarring was the word I was looking for.
Yeah, jarring is absolutely the word. It was to the point where a couple seasons ago in my championship seasons, we were dipping out of practice sessions early because the track was so rubbered up. It was impossible to practice on it and get a good qualifying session. So we would dip out, grab a fresh track and a test session really fast before the session started, get some practice on a fresh track so we could be nice and toasty for our qualifying sessions, Josh, as we start to round out. I think Matty Lindy is here on his final lap. Is this the end?
Checkered flag.
Takes it
Matthew
home.
Lindy wins heat number 2. Transferring Matty Grove. Best of the rest will be Wetz, Robichaud, and Morton to the semifinal.
What a great little race, Josh. Super clean. A little bit of a train through the mid-pack, but a lot of action to keep it nice and juicy as we move into the semifinals here.
7 cars going for 2 spots this evening. Matty Morris, Wetz, Grady, Robichaud, Ed Boyles, Paige Morton, and Eric Dubois. So we've got 1 Ford, 2 Ford, 3 Ford. Then we've got a Volkswagen and a couple Subarus in this race.
Wow.
It's a manufacturer parity. Ford's on the front row of the grid.
I love it. I love it.
Waiting
I like
for Ed
seeing all
Boyles in the 38. Another 5 laps, 1 joker. Top 2 will transfer to be our final couple of seeds here in Contenders in England. Green flag off the line. Wetz got it in the first phase. Morris pulled in second phase. Robichaud drivers left. 3 wide in the back. Down to the first corner. Wetz deep on the brakes past Morris. Will we be side by side? Wetz, can he clear him? They door bang through turns 1. Clear in the back of the field. Robichaud makes contact with Grady. Grady gets pushed wide over the curbs as the 535. Past him is Boyles. Past him is Morton. Contact around is Grady with Morton and Dubois in the back of the field. Over the jump. Morris, Wetz, Robichaud, and Boyles. And Paige Morton, the luck goes from bad to worse. But Justin Robichaud, you make one mistake, whether it's your own fault or a racing incident, and when it rains, it pours. Here comes Wetz battling Morris all over the track in the 24.
Oh my God, rains and pours. You tell me about it. I've not had a great
Morris
result
wide
here
in
at
the
Barcelona.
24.
Oh, that's close. Very close to a slowdown, Josh. There's
Into the wall
there's
is
an edge there
Robichaud.
on the inside. There's
Boyles off the
freedom
track.
battling here.
Jokering is Grady. I promise I'll give you a moment. Jokering is Grady. Jokering is Dubois. Morton
is
jokers.
crazy.
Morris leads at the end of the first lap. Wetz has 3 tenths. Make it 4. Make it maybe 5. Half a second between them. Better run through turn 1. Here comes Jake Robichaud as well. 3 Fords on board the 71. The man from Texas. He's raced in every single season. All 30 of them in the NASA Rallycross Challenge dating back to July of 2012. Looking to transfer here in Contenders, Justin Robichaud. And here comes your pops. Jake Robichaud in the 69. Looking to the inside.
Sneaking his way in. Jump is not where you want to make a move, so he backs off a bit. This is a fantastic section here. I know Dad just wants to prove it to everybody that he has it. He's been having some bad luck this season. Brands Hatch is a bad luck track for I guess you want to call it the Robichaud name. I guess let's go for it. Wetz takes it down. Let's see where this shakes out.
I can agree with the bad luck. We were talking about Jake Robichaud. It was in the heat race of the semifinal. I can't remember, but your pops had it transferred, had an incident with Jess Rakowski, recovered from that, and then put it in the fence at the checkered flag and missed a transfer in the 69. Looking good so far with 3 laps to go.
Looking fantastic right now, and just a small little mistake on a track that's a bit too hot, and it just ends it all. And this is a track I know he's put a lot of laps in. He loves Brands Hatch. I'm so excited to see him doing great. I've said it a couple times. I didn't get to get my thought through, but I've never had a great result here. This has always been a track where an incident in turn 1, 2, 3, 4. There's so many people in a heat race. It's always ended my nights early, and another track. Personally, I love it. I think Brands Hatch is a great track. One of the fastest in Rallycross.
Jokering is Morris.
Morris goes off into the joker. He's going to leave this open for Robichaud. Is going to be able to hold the lead possibly for a little bit.
Over the bombs.
Great opportunity here.
Will he get a commitment violation on exit? I'll just have to wait and see. It doesn't look like he will in the 24. 2 to go.
Here we go. 2 to go, and Dad is out front. Dad, let's go, Robichaud. It's weird to refer to my own last name still, and doing fantastic. His lines are looking so clean here, Josh. He's looking very smooth, very, very smooth.
I figured I would give you a little bit to take the opportunity. Cheer on your pops. We'll tear down the bias walls for just a moment here on ASM as
wide.
Jake Robichaud leads.
Josh.
He is yet to joker in the 69. I think he'll have the delta, unless he made him issue in turn 5 like that, ran it deep. I don't know if he'll have the delta over Wetz here in the 71. We're going to come to the white flag.
Are going to come to the white flag, and there he goes. He dives out. He's very strong in the joker here. Makes a small mistake, goes wide, collects it, gets a bit of the tires on the grass, which is ironically a bit more grip. As he files
Wetz
in, he's going to lose that spot to Wetz here again.
White flag for Matty Morris in the 24. Then it's Wetz, then it's Jake Robichaud. Gap. Let's call it a second between these two. Down to the first corner. 56.4 for Morris, 56.2 for Wetz. Jake Robichaud was right around there, 56.2 the previous lap that he ran on the regular course. Grady, Boyles, Dubois, and Morton in the back of the field. Remember the top 5 in the feature race and a little bit later on. They will transfer up to the supercar race. So what a run for Matty Morris in the 24 here, Justin, as we have half a lap to go.
And he's really having to work for it, Josh. He's got Chris Wetz trailing on him, and Jake Robichaud just slow right there behind it, just trailing also behind him. So this is a three-way battle, in my opinion. So anything can happen here in the final couple corners as we take it one final time before the feature, Josh.
Final corner. Matty Morris will cross the start-finish line. He will win the semifinal, and our 5th and 6th seeds, Morris and Wetz. Best of the rest will be Jake Robichaud in 7th. 8th, Tom Grady. 9th, Ed Boyles. 10th, Eric Dubois. And 11th, Paige Morton. It's a shame to see those incidents in turns 1 and 2, but that's a byproduct, I'd say, of Brands Hatch with it being so tight and technical here, Justin.
It is, yeah. These first few corners are really tight and technical. They're 90 degrees, Josh. You got a couple of them, really, and like we've mentioned before, the first one a little sharper than that. You got a couple lines of cars just fighting for it right away, very hungry. So
real quick, in warm-up now, we're going to step aside, and on the other side of the break, we go racing for contenders in England.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to nordvpn.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two and Terminal. This is going to get spicy.
over the begin the first lap clog at the inside line. McFarland comes attack between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. In the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn 1, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rally's lowered his power. We welcome you back to NASA Rallycross Contenders, presented by Virtual Gaming Alliance on the Automotive Sports Network here in Brands Hatch. With Bryan, Sawyer on the production truck, and 2022A Contenders champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box. My name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. We are about to go racing here in England. So the only sponsor plug that I will bring up is the Virtual Gaming Alliance. Don't be a real dork, be a virtual one. Shop now at vtrl-alliance.square.site. Dylan Thomas, I'm going to lovingly roast you for your sponsor plug. But thank you for your support of NASA Sim Racing. Our grid for the English Grand Prix for NASA Rallycross Contenders. Jess Rakowski, Matthew Lindy, Josh Darnell, Maddie Grove, Maddie Morris, Chris Wetz. And apparently the race is set to 20 laps. Brian, welcome to NASA. I can guarantee you the race is 10. The race is 10. So ignore the ticker. It's definitely 10 laps. Somehow, some way, we have to let the drivers know that it's only 10 laps. But we get ready to go green here in England. Green flag in England. Off the line. Rakowski got a good jump sorted. Darnell and Lindy sleeping on the start. Down to the first corner. Lindy outbreaks himself into the first corner. Here comes Darnell. Contact. Around goes Darnell. Into Wetz, into Grove. Through 2, through 3, up the hill. Rakowski, Lindy, Morris, Grove, Wetz, and Darnell rounding turn 4. Rakowski rips the sand to get the run off the corner, over the jump, down the hill, and back up the hill. Justin Robichaud leading with Lindy right in tow here. Down the hill, Rakowski, Lindy, Morris, Grove, Wetz, and Darnell. Who will joker on the first opportunity? No joker from Rakowski, no joker from Lindy, Morris, Grove, Wetz. Nobody, it looks like, on the first lap of the race.
I'm back, Josh. Sorry about that. I'm trying to focus on giving us a way where we can let our drivers know that this lap is 10 laps and when that last lap's going to be. So I'll be pretty vocal about that later with the drivers. I'll probably dip out later on, but yeah, this race showing 20. It's actually going to be 10. We'll let our drivers know. It's welcome to NASA. iRacing needs to implement a way for us to set templates for full races. We don't have that, so very difficult. You have to go in and make a change. Sometimes it resets the whole format, and this is what we have to live with. So if you're wondering why there's issues from time to time, this is it. So just trying to have some fun with it.
As Bill O'Reilly says, ignoring the colorful word that he says, we'll do it live. We'll figure it out in true NASA on ASN style. Rakowski still leads over Lindy. Morris jokers for the first time in car number 24. Bryan Sawyer pings, will they make it on gas? He expects them to run on 20 laps. Grove in third. Morris exits the joker. So does Wetz. Darnell yet to joker after the dust up in turn 1.
This is a race for Jess to lose, in my opinion. She's got a great little lead here, soaking up everything she can from Lindy, as close as it may seem.
The sand commitment.
Huge. Yeah, wow. No kidding. He makes a huge run up there. He's bridging this entirely. Small mistake there again. Holds this gap out.
Lindy surges in turn 5. Down the hill. Couple car lengths. We ride on board Lindy in car number 3. Teammate to the defending champion, Evan McFarland, who we'll see a little bit later on. Jokering for the first time. Lindy thought about it over the curb. Is that going to be a track limits violation from the sim? I'm not sure.
No,
Lindy
nothing.
will hold. Lindy will take the lead, rather, from Rakowski.
Nothing, but that indecision really must have played a little bit of a toll in the lap time, Josh. We'll see how that plays out if Jess can take a deep breath here.
Morris got by Matty Grove, who jokered on the third lap there.
Wow, it's quite close here.
So after the first rotation, when the rotation happens, I think Lindy's going to be back behind Rakowski. So it should be Rakowski, Lindy, Morris, Grove, Wetz, and Darnell will be our rotation after the first joker. And I'll tell you what, Chris Wetz sneaking in on Matty Grove here, battling for fourth. Will we see Lindy joker in car number 3?
Sure is, and this battle
Does
here...
not.
This battle here, I think, is going to be spicy.
Rakowski takes her second joker. I think she'll come out in front of Morris. So now, this is a good idea if you're Jess, because Lindy hasn't taken any jokers. Now you can focus on car number 3, chase him down, and not have to worry about passing him on track. Morris, I think, completed his strategy in the 24. He did not. So the gap at the line, take a look. It is currently about 3.6 from Lindy to Rakowski. Grove strategy's done in the 472.
Ooh, Jess pushing really wide on that corner there. Still within limits, but... Or, sorry, Lindy pushing really wide there. Still within. So, really, the battles here, most of the drivers, Joshua Darnell is catching up to Grove here just slightly at the end. But Josh is Darnell is the last guy looking in. 5 drivers moving up to the next race. It really boils down to a mistake at the end. If I was any of these drivers, I'd just be taking a deep breath and focusing on my race. Try not to make any mistakes at all and just finish where I am. Live to fight another day in this incredible super field that's going to come up later tonight.
So
very spread out the field is at the moment.
Looks like it was fastest lap. I think it was from Lindy at a 55.394. Gap is beginning to widen with Lindy and Rakowski. Track is beginning to rubber in. Lindy utilizing the sand to perfection, maintaining the one tire on the dirt in the asphalt and utilizing the other 3 tires in the sand. Like you said earlier, use it as a cushion. Run into the sand. It stops the car, essentially, and then you're able to power right out of it. I'm impressed with Matty Morris, currently tentatively on the podium, and he still has a joker left with Chris Wetz. But his teammate Matty Grove sneaking into the picture as well. Still no joker from Lindy up front.
Ooh, and a bit of a mention on Matty Morris. He smacks the wall there and makes an excellent recovery in that very tricky uphill dirt hairpin. Decides not to joker, goes around.
Last lap times for those guys, 56.7 for Morris, 56.6 for Wetz, 57.0 for Grove. Of course, it'll refresh. Up front, Lindy has pulled another half second from Rakowski. The gap is widening. And I think the joker... It's only a couple seconds here, Justin.
Woo!
Lindy off the track.
Notice Lindy off the track there. So
there goes a warning for track limits for car number 3.
For sure, that'll be a limit warning. So
First warning.
That's his first, yeah, absolutely. So that'll be his first. Approaching, we're on lap number 7 here, Josh.
Penalties begin to accrue after obviously more than one. You get a couple warnings before those begin to accrue. And that's, I think, the first violation tonight in the contenders field. So impressive that we got this far in without an issue. We're coming to 3 laps to go for Matthew Lindy, still yet to joker in car number 3, ahead of Jess Rakowski in the 999. Matty Morris, 57.5. Chris Wetz way off the track in the 71, trying to he's booing the lawn in the 71 in true Chris Wetz fashion. Here comes Grove passing the Texan as they're battling for the 4th position. And put Grove, can he hold it? Wetz holds it. They are side by side. They were for the moment. Gap is 4.1 up front, not missing anything there.
Wetz has to understand that this is just, he's still in the transfer position.
No, but
sit there, don't battle for this.
He's got a joker left. He has a joker left, and Darnell is closing on him. Lindy gets a joker in the 3.
So you would have to think jokering soon is the strategy here for Wetz. You don't want to get caught up behind Grove if that's what he feels is happening right now. He needs to get some clean air. But Darnell, you're right. Right there in tow as he dips off for his joker, Josh. Wetz is out. So we're going to see how this folds in.
Wetz exits the Joker. 71 versus 029, 2 Ford Fiestas. Wetz will hold it on exit, but Darnell's going to have the run. Looks drivers left. Wetz defends to the inside. This is for the last transfer into the supercar race with 2 laps to go. Darnell takes the spot after being backwards in turn 1. Wetz looks. Darnell pulls away. We've got a lap and a half left to go. Lindy still has yet to Joker at all in car number 3. Rakowski done with her strategy. Morris has 1 left. Grove is done. Darnell done, and Wetz now done. Lindy begins his first Joker.
Boy. Oh, and Lindy's gonna go in the Joker, so that's the last lap for Lindy. So we're gonna let the drivers know here soon. But Wetz on the outside looking in on Joshua Darnell. I think that's the story here. Oh boy.
We take the white flag here in Great Britain. Lindy holds the lead after the first Joker. Rakowski in second. 1 Joker left for Matthew Lindy. The gap is 2.6 seconds, and I think the delta is only around 2 seconds. Will Lindy steal this one out from under Jess Rakowski in the 999, both utilizing the sand in turn 4 in Druids? Matthew Morris still holding the podium spot. He completed his second Joker. Matty Grove trying to get to a podium spot in the contenders race. Battle for the transfer into supercars. It's Wetz versus Darnell.
Really
We've got 3 battles here, Justin.
It's so close. We need to watch the battle between Darnell and Wetz here, Josh. We need to go back here to the end because this is the battle for the transfer, and it's close, Josh. Wetz is so hungry for this. He's coming in here. There's going to be an opportunity. He's going to make it here. He just needs to get a good line.
He's going to go 3 for 3. Rakowski cannot beat him. Lindy wins in Great Britain. Rakowski second. Morris third tentatively. We look at the battle for the transfer between Darnell and Wetz. Darnell brushes the wall. Will Wetz get the run? It's a car length. Maybe make it 2 between them. Can he get the slipstream down the front straightaway through the dirt? He cannot. Third Morris. Fourth Grove. Fifth Darnell. And best of the rest is Wetz in 6th. Checkered flag as due to iRacing's glitch, everybody thinks the race is still going. I guarantee you it is not. And Matthew Lindy 3 in a row tonight in England, and he'll hold that blue plate going into next week in Barcelona.
Wow, fantastic little race. Fantastic race. And that transfer spot was spicy right up until the end, Josh, and these drivers super hungry. We'll jump the unofficial results up here. Let's take it away.
And taking a look as the graphics are going to be broken because of iRacing being broken, so I can just verbally confirm for everybody. Matthew Lindy, Jess Rakowski. Let me pull it up. I think Matty Morris, Grove, Darnell, and Wetz. So we will pull up our interviewees for a couple of quick interviews. And Justin Robichaud, this is all going to be, of course, handled by you. As let me pull up everybody in here. And Matty Grove. So we're going to pull up Matthew Grove, who finished 4th, but we'll interview you anyways, as you've had a wonderful race. Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Matty, welcome to the booth. Welcome to the booth, my friend. Tell me about your race. Walk me through it. right, we'll let you go, Maddie. You literally finished it off perfectly. I have nothing else left for you, my friend. Good luck.
Racing with us instead of just watching, even though we do appreciate all the views. So thank you guys again.
Perfect. Maddie Grove, always promoting, always racing. A great contributor to NASA. We'll bring Matthew Morris in. Maddie Morris, tell me about your race, my friend.
Don't cuss this time.
Believe me, that
Keep
was
it
the first
PG,
thing coming
baby.
through my mouth, through my mind. So, I'm shocked, honestly. Brands, that's where we are. Yeah. Hasn't really been a strong suit for me, but my launches apparently have done me well the last couple of races here. So, been interesting.
Not the same thing I can say for myself, but who would you like to thank tonight before we let you loose on the next one?
Thanks to Sleepex and TWRS, everybody over at Sleepex Racing. It's good times over there.
Sleepex killing it tonight. Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. We'll see you in the next one, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
Extended interviews tonight as Bryan Sawyer doesn't know how to read. Just kidding. I love you, buddy. We got second place, Jess Rakowski, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Hello.
Jess, a bit chaotic near the end, but a fantastic night from you all around, I would say. Talk me through that.
I mean, I'm glad it went well. Last week wasn't really a high bar to reach. But I'm glad that it went so well this week. I was a little bit confused in the feature because of the 20 laps.
Welcome.
And
NASA.
We also ran out of fuel on the last lap, which I'm not sure how that's possible because it's an iRacing setup, but whatever.
Oh, that's been a known small tiny issue, but yeah, thankfully it was more than 10 laps, so we could at least run the session and not have to start a new one. If it was like 8 laps, that would have been pretty brutal. But it's been a great week for you. I want to very quickly congratulate you on your GTP win in OSRL last week. So
it was
fantastic
GT4.
GT4. Sorry, GT4. That's what I totally saying.
Mount Panorama, that place. I love that. I love that track.
Yes. Oh, yes, we know. we know it's your absolute favorite, and great to see you take a win there. We'll get a quick thank you from you, or who you want to thank before we send you off to the next one.
I want to thank my friends. They've been super supportive with this stuff, even if they don't really, follow racing a whole lot or know a whole lot about it. But they've been supporting me with this, and it's been really nice having feeling like I have that moral backing, that moral support,
Absolutely. I totally get that. 100%. Absolutely. So we'll let you loose. We'll let you go get in that next Supers race, and good luck there. You're looking great tonight. I think you got a great shot.
All right.
So good luck.
Thank you.
Take care.
Last one of the night, 3 for 3. I'll just preface this by if you figure it out next week, you're gonna be on par to tying Cody Crosgrove's records that he created last season. So Matthew Lindy, race winner, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Big time. Now I want to start off with that. Are any of those records on your mind at all, Matthew Lindy, or are you just racing your race and having a good time?
Oh yeah, records are 1,000% on my mind. I mean,
yes.
It's like
I love that. First of all, sorry, continue.
Having records is a huge thing. Evan has multiple records. I have multiple records with real life and sim, stuff like that, which records are always, it's a great thing to look up upon, really.
Absolutely. And a very rich history here in NASA, this league running since 2012, formerly in NASCAR Racing 2003, I should say. But
you are correct.
Before we
yes.
unleash you in the super session, I can't wait. Who would you like to thank?
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank my team, everyone at KS Industries, our sponsors, my teammates Evan, Robbie, Dylan Baldwin, Adam Allerton, all those guys out there. And then I'd really like to thank the guy who started this all, Mario Bonfante Jr. he's the one who started all this madness in KES.
Madness it is. This is KES has been a fantastic team to watch, and I'm so happy to hear all those names. It's a great team to have behind you, and can't wait to see what you've got for us in the next session. Great result today, Lindy, and take care. Good luck.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Before we step aside, we're going to take a look at the unofficial Drivers' Championship exiting the contenders round in England. And Matthew Lindy maintains the points lead. And it looks a little weird because he's won again, and with the drop week factored in, his points total has not changed. Jess Rakowski goes up to second with 43. Matty Morris, 40. 34 for Matty Grove. Fifth for Chris Wetz. Morton, Darnell, Boyle, Sowers, Dubois. The rest of the top 10. The team's championship, Slaypex Racing Ford, powered by TWRS, continues to lead in the team's championship over KES Industries, JC Simsport Jr., Slaypex Subaru, and TWR Fiesta Siesta as we take a look down the order there. The manufacturer's championship, Subaru with 84 and Ford with 60. And the points might be a little bit on the broken side, but we're going to step aside for just a couple moments, and on the other side of the break, we will start the English Grand Prix. Stick around.
So interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds it.
Side between these two in the terminal. This is going to get spicy.
turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Ragster acing the entry to turn one, up Betty to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Robbie's going to hold his well.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not.
We welcome you back to Brands Hatch in England for round 3 of the 30th season of NASA Rallycross Supercars, part of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge. With Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, 2022A Contenders Champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the comment box. My name is Josh Mertz. And this is going to be scintillating, spicy, whatever words you want to use. I'll tell you why in just a minute. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. You're a trip. I love you. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. As cameras for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your support with the cameras there. Coverage on ASN tonight brought to you by NordVPN. For 71% off a 2-year plan with 3 months free, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abedi. And Justin Robichaud, I said a couple seconds ago, I got something exciting for you. Jacob Rafos, Kieran Lifflander, 54.137 for Rafos, 54.163 for Lifflander. Put your hard hats on because this is going to be incredible.
All right, that's practice. That's practice. But wow, that's so close. I can't get over it. Jakob Rafos, a staple in iRacing Rallycross, and to see him that close to Lifflander is pretty incredible. I can't wait to see these ones battle out. Humbling names like Francois Martel and Evan McFarland tonight. So let's see what he has tonight. Brands Hatch. A very ironic track. So
this was
I can't
the track
wait to see what it brings.
So
yes, yeah.
we won't go too far into detail, but it was at this track 2 years ago that Jacob Rafos ran away from everyone, ran off the track. It was also when a lot of league turmoil happened. I did the entire thing by myself. That's when Rob came on, so I appreciate Rob Hartland yet again. And 2 years later, he's back. We have 3 Rallycross series, everything looking great. Let's take a look at the Drivers' Championship coming into the English Grand Prix. And you'll notice on the ticker there, we just pulled it away. We'll bring it back in a minute. But Kieran Lifflander, red plate in car number 20. According to our graphic, though, according to my graphic, the points are all broken, I think. So I can tell you that Kieran's got the red plate. Evan's got the gold plate as the defending Supercars champion. Matthew Lindy, Francois Martel, Robbie Kirtley. According to my ticker, down the top 5. And the Constructors' Championship, KES Industries, 88 points, 44 for Zeem Setup Shop, 38 for TWR Subi Squad, and down the order there. And the Manufacturers' Championship, pretty cut and dry. It's been Subaru out front ahead of Ford and Volkswagen. So we are going to head to our qualifying session. And just a reminder, if you're new, if you missed NASA Rallycross Contenders earlier on, we are going to begin a 3-lap qualifying session to determine the grid for our heat races. We're going to split these 10 cars into 2 heat races, 5 laps apiece. Joker lap once, the top 2 will transfer through to the feature race. The other drivers will go to the semifinal, also 5 laps with 1 Joker. The top 2 will transfer there. Winner gets a bonus point. That will leave us 6 cars, 10 laps, 2 Jokers here at Brands Hatch in England for the English Grand Prix. And we're just waiting to get the checkered flag. There we go. To roll into qualifying. And I would say if Jacob wasn't here, is it going to be Kieran versus Evan again? But now that Rafos is here, who can take it to literally the fastest kid on iRacing and Rallycross, Justin Robichaud?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, Kieran Lifflander seems like he can do it. There's pace there clearly. I would have expected Evan McFarland and Francois Mertz to have been a bit closer, but we'll see here as some cars start to roll out of the pits. Looks like Lifflander, Kirtley, Darnell, Rakowski, Rafos just jumping out there. That's your eyes on Josh.
So, first car on track is Lifflander in the 20. Then it's Jess Rakowski in the 999, Kirtley in the 024, Darnell, Rafos, Martel, Lindy, Grove, Morris. 10-car field, 3 laps in qualifying. And you have to be absolutely perfect, respect track limits. And we saw in practice, of course, it's just practice, so the rules don't necessarily apply, but they were pushing super hard. And one of my favorite things is watching these guys rein it in to the nth degree to maintain track limits and still be super fast. As Lifflander begins his qualifying run, we still focus on Jacob Rafos in the 13. Right. I'm keeping an eye on Lifflander in the 20 beginning his first lap.
Yeah, and I was watching Rafos do his warm-up lap as he begins his first flyer. Very gentle on all the dirt sections, doesn't want to kick up any dirt. I know it sounds silly, but that really does matter here in iRacing. Every lap, even qualifying laps, will kick up dirt. It's just the way the simulator works. As a very smooth section here from Rafos to start out his qualifying lap.
Does he stay? That is incredible. Incredible. Beautifully. Martel does. Everybody else does. It is fascinating to watch. Defending champion McFarland in the pit lane. First rotation of qualifying laps will be over. Lifflander crosses the line. The kid from South Carolina, 54.119, sets the benchmark. Rakowski will cross the line. Second across the line in the 999, 55.5.
54.119, Josh. That's incredible.
Kirtley, that lap did not count. Darnell, his lap didn't count, it looked like. Crossing the line, Rafos, P2, 54.131. It's 2/100ths of a second for the first quali run.
Oh, wow. This is so close. Josh is going to come down to these next couple laps from both of these drivers on their second laps at the moment. Still respecting track limits. So close from Rafos. Still keeps that front right over top of the white paint, Josh. Still within, looking fantastic so far on this lap.
I'm taking a look at Jess Rakowski. Lifflander, I think, invalidated his lap in the 20. He pulled off. I think he ran it wide going up the hill. He blew turn 1 in the 20. So his second lap is done and dusted.
He's got, I feel like he's got I almost feel like he's got a 53 here. I don't want to jinx it, but he's got a low 53.
Crossing the line, Rafos, 53.873.
Wow.
Wow.
53.8. I've never seen anything like that. That was fantastic. He was purple all around in his deltas. It was looking great. Unbelievable.
Crossing the line on his third and final lap, trying to maintain. He's out wide.
Oh, and off.
So that's, I think he knows it. He does know it, and he pulls off. Thank you, Rafos, if you watch this back. You knew that you were off the track.
He knows he's got a great lap. He knows he's got an absolute stunner at a 53.874. I think that's a lap to be insanely proud of. Wow, Kieran Lifflander is still at 54.1.
So Evan has not started his qualifying run with the gold banner as the defending champion of the series. Something new we're doing in 2024.
He's out now. I think he's starting his first one right now.
Starting his lap in the gorgeous all-white Subaru for KES Industries. So Rafos's run is done. Martel is done. He is P3, the former series champion, 54.399. I'm just taking a look. Lieflander's going to run his third and final lap coming around. McFarland's going to have a full quali run. Lifflander's got 1 lap left.
Oh, boy. A great lap, Josh. When they kiss the wall like that at turn 2, turn 2.
McFarland!
Oh, very close. Might have gone over just a bit. Have to go to the tapes for that one. I think he was just a hair over.
Lifflander's going to begin his third and final lap in the 20. Fully committed. Car is complaining under braking. Let's ride on board car number 20, Bryan. I want to watch this lap.
Let's go.
Take us through, Justin.
If nothing, he's going to have one fantastic lap for us after this. But he goes to the outside, keeps it very respectful, very easily on the inside,
and
rides the outside.
utilize the curb and the asphalt to get the grip on the left sides up the hill to turn 5.
Bit of the bump. Use a little bit of the hump on the outside to get the car rotated. Keeps it on the inside in the grass. Great exit using all of the track. Josh gets back to the right side, and he actually deletes the slap. I don't think he likes the exit there on that one.
That's
Delta's
it.
probably not looking
Lifflander's quali run is over. All we have left is defending champion McFarlane. 56-7. Words are hard. Nowhere close for the defending champion.
No, but he's on a great lap right here, Josh. Fantastic Delta. Great little line through here. Using up all of the course. He looks very smooth at the moment. I think this could be a good one, Josh, as he rounds through the final couple corners. Very smooth.
Purple for the defending champion. We remind everyone, the Supercar Series is open setup. These guys can run whatever tunings they want. Crossing the line for the defending champion. What will he do? Crosses the line. 54-1-4-7. Goes third behind Lifflander. Got one lap left, Justin.
He has one lap left, you're right. And so far, it's looking it's looking good. It's looking good if he can keep pace here. Still lots of time for mistakes left. I don't want to
full commitment.
Oh, and he's outside. He's out. And
he knows it.
Off and he deletes the lap. Yep.
And he knows it.
And he takes it out.
That is going to be pole position. The first time back for Jacob Rafos in car number 13. And just to remind everybody, he is a 6-time winner in the NASA Rallycross Challenge. He is tied for 14th on the wins list with Tanner Smith. I'm not trying to say that he will for sure win tonight, but if he wins tonight, he will tie Josh Klog, former series champion, and Dylan Smith, one of the pioneers of the championship. Going to be interesting climbing up the order. And Francois Martel, leader of the modern era of NASA Rallycross wins with 16, 5th all time, and 4th in qualifying, Justin Robichaud.
Wow, 4th. This is just fantastic. To see Martel 4th overall is something else. It's really something else. Lifflander 2nd place. This is a fantastic, just a fantastic outing for him, really, to be on top of McFarlane and Martel. Great little outing. And he's not far behind Rafos with an absolutely impressive 53.874. I don't know. I'd have to go look at the world record charts. It's been a little while since I've checked out Brands, but that is an electric lap time. Can't wait to see what he does here for us.
Speaking of electric, Rafos, McFarlane on the front row of the grid. Rakowski, Darnell, and Grove. If you're Matty Grove, just a random name, you're in the same heat race as Evan McFarlane and Jacob Rafos.
Wow.
What is going through the mind of him right now? What do you think?
I don't know, but I love being on the track with guys like Jacob Rafos. If you can get out behind and just watch, there's something to be learned there. I'll tell you as they light him up.
I got a story to tell you for the lights race yesterday, but we get ready for Heat 1 in England. Green flag off the line. Perfect start from Rafos in the first phase. McFarlane pulls him down to the first corner. Runs off the track for some reason in the 1. Side by side, rips the handbrake, tries to take it, can't get it done. They both run wide. Darnell, Rakowski, Grove in the back of the field. Through 2, through 3. And you cannot, I talked about Kieran Lifflander running and hiding. You for sure cannot allow Jakob Rafos to run and hide in car number 13. Both deep in the sand. I cannot believe the respect of the track limits through turn 4, over the jump for the first time. 2 car lengths between them, up to turn 5. Grip the grass. McFarlane missed it. Rafos hit it. Who will joker on the first lap of the race, Justin?
I don't know. I don't think either of these guys will. Historically, neither of them. They'll save it near the end, but I don't know.
Jokers.
They may decide in the moment based on each other's decisions, Josh.
So, at the end of the first lap, Jacob Rafos leads. It's 3/4 of a second already from Rafos to McFarlane. And I'll tell you what, I was sweating bullets to try and keep up with this kid last night. And it is something else. It just looks like a car going around on a video game, but the focus that you need is insane to stay fast and stay focused and stay so respectful to turn 4. I want to put it into perspective. And Matty Grove brought this to my attention yesterday after the lights race. With our special track limits, you can't run into the sand. Okay, what's the big deal there? These kids have to relearn how to drive that corner to respect our track limits after spending hours plowing the car into the sand. McFarland Jokers.
McFarland sends it into the Joker. You're right. Absolutely. That corner tough enough to learn as it is. Diving into the sand. I mean, there is a lot of leeway there in that corner to just send it in and let the car stop, but you still do need to be very gentle with that entry to hit it perfectly, regardless of going outside the track or not. But to keep it inside the track and still use that, super impressive. To be honest, I'll be very honest. I wouldn't even try. It's one of those ones I just take it.
Running the sand? Yeah, it's so hard to do.
I play it easy. If I'm in an official session, I'll run the sand. I'll try it. I'll give it a whirl. But here, no, I've not.
You have to have
gap between Rafos and McFarland. Rose, you're right. I know where you're going with that. Continue. You need to have super focus, super commitment. And that's so counterintuitive to basically full throttle into a sand trap. Why would you do that? Car sticks. Take it from me. It's still terrifying to think that that's a good idea. Rafos 2 laps to go in car number 13, 3.5 seconds ahead of the defending champion Evan McFarland. But there is no Joker from Rafos. But looking at the lap times, they're pretty even here, Justin. Honestly, it's pretty even. The delta is in Rafos's favor, though. I think even if he takes it in the last lap, he's going to have it. But mistakes can happen, and anything can happen here in NASA, as we always say. As the gap just growing a little bit, it may boil down to a mistake as we jump on board with Rafos here. There's got to be an opportunity
the rest.
for Joker here, Josh.
Just an update in the back. Rafos no Joker. Darnell holds Rakowski and Grove. 029 999 472. Remember, third in this race will give you pole position for the semifinal as Jacob Rafos takes the white flag in heat number 1.
Rafos really wants to joke. Wow, Rafos is going to take the Joker now. Has no choice, but really wants to just lay it out on the track. Knows he can do it out there. Knows there's no mistake or very few mistakes in his tank. What a line! Just smacking the curbs, Josh. Using up everything here at Brands. Moving to the outside and, like you said, just being so respectful.
Gap is 2 seconds.
It really is.
I don't think he's got the delta. It's going to be really close.
It's going to be very close. It's going to be so interesting to see here. Evan McFarland makes a bit of room here on this corner. Gets a great line on the grass, but
Gap is hovering around 3 seconds. I think Jacob pulled it in turn 4 in Druids with a wonderful run through the sand. I don't think McFarland's going to have this, but we'll just have to wait and see. Exiting the
beautiful Joker from Rafos, just absolutely brilliant.
Exiting the Joker, pole position on return for the English Grand Prix for Jacob Rafos, winning Heat 1. Defending champion McFarland will transfer, as best of the rest will be Darnell, Rakowski, and Grove. Gap is 1.4 seconds at the checkered flag between those two.
Wow.
The gap to third. Wow.
Unbelievable. That is, it gives you an idea of really the otherworldliness of these two drivers here, Josh. Rafos and McFarland, two of the best on the surface, battling it out there at a legendary track like Brands Hatch as we roll into Heat 2.
I don't want to disrespect Francois Martel, Alex Abedi, anything like that. We thought that they were otherworldly. I'm waiting. I don't want to spoil it, but I suspect the German will be back. The Thai driver, I should say, will be back soon. To see him back, Martel, all these guys in the feature at some point this season, going to be great. Leaflander, Martel, Lindy, Morris, Kirtley, Heat 2 in England.
Yeah, and you have to suspect some of these drivers just want a little bit of a break. I respect that.
Green flag. Martel pulls him first phase, side by side. Leaflander points leader down to the first corner early on the brakes. Martel runs wide, and the former champion's in the wall. Move him to last. Lindy in the 3 misses turn 2, and Leaflander says, "Thanks, guys. I'm just going to run and hide and take this win." As I said, he nudges the wall in the 20 into the dirt for the first time. Riding on board the 24, Matty Morris. To the inside of him is Kirtley in the 024. Over the jump for the first time, it's Lifflander, Lindy, Morris, Kirtley, Martel. And now we're going to see the pure pace of Lifflander. And I cannot wait for this feature, Justin, because those 3 kids are going to be so quick battling each other.
Oh, yeah, pure pace, and we'll see what Martel has in the tank from running at the back. Will it play out in Joker? He does not here. Robbie Kirtley dives off. Can Martel make it happen on the track? He needs to make it happen fast if he wants a chance at Liftlander here. Huge opportunity to run away. 1.4 second gap at the moment.
So, Liftlander, Lindy, Morris, Martel, and Kirtley. Gap is... Well, my timing's broken. I thought it was 3 seconds. It is a second and a half after one lap from Liftlander to Lindy. And up the hill into turn 4. I'm not going to rehash the entire point of how much focus and how much time it takes. Matty Morris has spun in turn 2 in the 24. He has rolled it. I don't know if we'll get a replay. He hit the curb, rolled it, and got hit by Francois Martel. He's back on track. But I just cannot believe the amount of time that you have to put in, Justin Robichaud, to be fast in these cars, especially with the track limits being different than it is in the officials. I know I said it literally 5 minutes ago, but it just boggles my mind.
We'll talk about it all night because it's a focus at this track every time we come here. But yeah, absolutely. There's a little bit of a break dab that has to happen in that transition over into the dirt section to stop the car up enough. And to figure that out, it takes a ton of focus and a lot of practice. And so happy to see the drivers do that here. As Liftlander mounts not a sizable lead. It's still sitting around 1.4 seconds. Dropped maybe a little bit after that last lap. Lindy clutching on both of them. Very respectful, like we've said again, as Martel pops into third. He's coming into the question here as well. There's a bit of a battle between these two. Martel's looking great here for third place to take over that position, Josh.
Will we see some jokers? Liftlander has not, Lindy has not, Martel has not, so Kirtley, Morris, they have jokered. Martel has not either. And the former champion of the series in 2023B, trying to recover from last season, had some struggles in car number 1. And now sitting on the outside looking in of the feature so far in heat number 2. Let's get an update. It was the identical lap time, 54.85 for Lindy and Martel. According to my timing, it was an 8.52 for Lindy, 8.59 for Martel. As Liftlander still leads. Already, it's 3 seconds is the gap. And no jokers yet. He's going to joker on the last lap. Why would you joker any other way? There's no battle. You don't have a battle. Why would any of these guys joker at any other point other than the white flag?
No, I agree. Unless there's no, there really isn't any opportunity. They're all so far away from each other. There's no point. There's nothing to gain from taking the lap. There's no lap time advantage. It's a lower delta. So yeah.
54.565 for Liftlander. Hear me out here. 55.686 for Lindy, a second slower than the 20. Martel was 0.3 slower. Lindy way wide and barely Martel in turn 4.
That one was very close, and probably give that one to Martel. I think he was just barely in, but Lindy out just a hair there. All these drivers are pushing so hard. This was what I expected in the Heat 1, Josh, and we're getting so much more of this in this heat here.
So jokering in formation, Liftlander, Lindy, and Martel.
There they go.
And Liftlander will come out of the joker and win heat number 2 here in England. Transferring will be our contenders points leader, Matthew Lindy, and former champion Martel out best of the rest of the semifinal, along with Kirtley and Matty Morris.
What a great little race. A lot of drivers pushing very, very hard, and we really need to pay attention to track limits. I think we'll probably give Martel the benefit on lap 5 on the final lap on that one. I went back and looked. He's very, very, very narrowly above the line. Lindy very far off, but yeah, a lot of these drivers pushing hard. Like I said, that was something I expected in Heat 1 as we head to Consolation now to determine our feature race.
So we will have one last 5-lap race. The top 2 will transfer to the feature. Josh Darnell, Francois Martel, Rakowski, Kirtley, Grove, and Morris. And if you're Francois Martel on the outside looking in a semifinal, it's been a while since he's been in a semifinal for sure. As we get ready for this semifinal, here in England. Green flag off the line. Darnell very slow off the start. Martell crosses down to the first corner. Kirtley and Darnell side by side, running it wide as Martell opening the door for Darnell. Darnell sneaks through while Martell bowling through and round goes the former champion. Saves it, but he's on the outside looking in again. This comes across into Matty Morris. And when it rains, it pours for Martell. Now leading Josh Darnell, Rakowski, Kirtley, Morris, Grove, Martell on the outside looking in last. And if I'm Francois Martel, I am for sure jokering on the first lap of the race. Justin Robichaud, get the clear track and try and hunt this traffic down. He gets by Grove. Grove tries an over-under, nearly into the wall. Darnell leads. Who will joker on the first lap? No from Darnell. Rakowski does. Kirtley does. Martell does. Grove does not.
Yeah, that's the right order. You're right. Martell needs to joker this first lap. He needs to get some type of clean air, although he's probably going to come out in traffic behind Grove again. Made easy work of him earlier. We'll see if he can do that again. But on the outside looking in is right, Josh. Down in P6. Not where you want to be. One joker done, and that has proved fruitful later on. You never know. There's a lot that can happen. Great squabble here for second place as we round through turn 3.
Only tricky thing with Martell is if these guys don't joker, he's caught in traffic. So, Darnell leads ahead of Morris. Rakowski battling Kirtley. Remember, it's only the top 2 that transfer into the feature tonight. So, while Darnell can run away from the field, Matty Morris, super impressive the last couple weeks. I think joining TWRS Slapex, a wonderful idea for the man from Illinois. Grove and Martell battling. Martell has passed Grove on the track in turn 5. Grove jokers, no joker for the rest of the field. And if these 3 for second continue to squabble like we talked about, Martell's in the catbird seat. 3 laps to go for Darnell. Rakowski trying to pull on Morris. Didn't get the slipstream I thought she would. Down to the first corner. Car length between them. Easy on the brakes. 24 versus 999. Morris goes wide. Rakowski steps through the door. Side by side through turn 2. Morris holds the spot. So I have seen very, very few side-by-side passes. Martell cuts turn 3.
Yeah, he does cut turn 3. Smacks the wall a bit early. Gets the car turned a bit too soon. Josh makes the mistake and has no choice but to cut. Takes the slowdown. He's still fighting that slowdown. Just gets it cleared as he jumps Josh.
Time is running out for the former series champion. And when it rains, it pours. When you make one mistake, take it from me. I'll hold the thought because Rakowski battling for second on Morris. Into the final couple of corners. Morris jokers. I made one mistake battling Josh Clogg for 3rd spot last night. Locked up into turn 1. It ruined my race because you get off your rhythm. You make that one mistake. You get into your own head. And it goes downhill from there. 2 laps to go for Darnell. Continues to lead.
Josh Darnell has a sizable lead on Jess Rakowski, actually, with Robbie Kirtley very closely in tow. Smacks the wall a little bit. Riding very close behind, but Francois Martel, we talked about it. Time running out. And I think time is just about fizzled. Unless something miraculous happens, it looks like it's going to be Josh Darnell's race to lose. Very good, comfy lead out front. Jump very tricky. Jess takes it a bit straight. Robbie Kirtley struggles a little bit. That forward is a bit strange through this jump. That's why we run this track with no damage here. But looks to be a very, very calm race at the moment. Matty Morris is holding off Francois Martel. Francois Martel's trying to make a move in the final sector. They're going too wide in the final couple corners. He backs off a little bit, but
Martell looks to the
shoves
inside of
himself
Morris.
in the inside. Shoves himself there and takes a spot.
But Kirtley's jokered. Rakowski's jokered. I agree. Time's running out.
Absolutely.
And Darnell,
if not has, we've got the white flag
Darnell's
here.
got a 4-second gap over Rakowski. I agree. I think he's got this.
Barring any crazy mistake, it has happened. Brands Hatch is a very tricky course. Darnell clean over the jump, it looks like.
Up through turn 5. So tricky to commit to that corner because of how the wall can suck you in and spin your car around. One around, it's Kirtley in front of Martell.
Kirtley
Darnell jokers up front.
Does not collect Morris. Morris gets through.
Darnell will come off of the joker, and he's going to win the semifinal. He will be the 5th seed this evening in England. The sixth and final seed is Jess Rakowski, and the former champion Francois Martel, winningest driver in the modern era, is out. Not transferring, finishing seventh. Eighth is Morris, ninth is Grove, and 10th is Kirtley. That was unexpected.
Unreal. Unexpected is the word. Brands Hatch, though, a track that commonly brings up that verb, though, especially for me. So I feel that the outside looking in here is not a fun place to be. But
So
this is going to be an excellent feature.
We are in warm-up now. We're going to step aside for one last break, and on the other side, the English Grand Prix.
You're so interesting.
I love your browser history.
I like that you're not hiding anything from me.
By the way, nice IP address. I like your neighborhood.
You are so special. This ad is just for you.
I learned so many things from you.
You are so generous.
With your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Absolutely be doing what he has to do. He has to go for the championship. He has to recover the points that he lost. He's down the race, takes the lead in the 12. What a move. And he takes the lead and holds
by
it.
side between these two and Terminal. This is going to get spicy.
Exiting turn one, over the jump to begin the first lap, clog at the inside line. McFarland contact between them. They are still side by side. This opens the door for Wetz. He can't make anything happen. From the 26, he has not won in quite some time. Dragster acing the entry to turn one, up heading to the inside of Magnus, gives him a nudge. The grip strip on the inside, Phil. Wetz had a little bit better run, but looks like Rocky's going to hold his power. We welcome you back to round 259 of the championship overall and round 3 of the 30th season of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge here in England. With Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck and 2022A Contenders Champion Justin Robichaud next to me in the commentary box, my name is Josh Mertz, live on the Automotive Sports Network. The NASA Rallycross Challenge is brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. Cameras for tonight's broadcast brought to you by Whiplash Sim Cams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your camera support as well. Coverage on ASN tonight brought to you by NordVPN for 71% off a 2-year plan with 3 months free. Visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And finally, intro music for the NASA World feed produced by Alex Abetti. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. I'll go over programming notes in just a bit. And if you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. Nearing 500 members of our Discord community. And from the bottom of my heart, very genuinely, I thank every single one of you. Couple programming notes before we get some predictions tonight. Round 5 of the OSRL GT Series at Imola. That'll be Thursday, April 4th, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Bryan, Sawyer in the production truck, Cody Erdmann alongside Justin Robichaud for that. Like I said earlier on, you guys have been killing it, and it's very weird that I can sit on the couch without any responsibility and watch an ASN show. Super cool. Round 4 of NASA Rallycross Lights in Barcelona, April 7th. That's next Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Victor Valley, James Watson, and hopefully Jared Lott for that one. Wish you the best, my friend. Hopefully you're recovering. He was not feeling well yesterday. Want to thank Cody Erdmann for deputizing on play-by-play for that show. And our next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, also at the Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya in Spain. That'll be next Monday, April 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time is our beginning for NASA Rallycross Contenders presented by Virtual Alliance. Running up to the supercars, you'll have Bryan, Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. Got a couple minutes. I feel like I know what this prediction's going to be, but Jacob Rafos, Jacob Rafos, I want to, hold on, let's back up. Let's back up.
Yeah,
Jacob Rafos, fastest guy in the world, okay? And it's not to say that none of these guys are not capable, but I just, right. I say this all the time when my friends on the internet, they're like, Max Verstappen's winning 95 races out of 100 or whatever. That doesn't matter. What matters is you're watching perfection. You're watching the best in the world. And that is what's fascinating about watching Jacob Rafos, Kieran Lifflander, Evan McFarland. End of story. I don't care if they win every single race, Justin. You're watching perfection.
Absolutely. And to be honest, the way rallycross racing is, the argy-bargy, the lap one drama, it really can be anybody's race week in and week out. And I love that about this. And I love how spitfire and quick everything can be, and how wild everything can change from one lap to another. Jumps being incredibly difficult to manage. Dirt, an aspect of the course that is a great equalizer, and I just love this. I love this battle. I love that he's back. I love that we have quite literally a beautiful WRC, the tag, the
black stripe is what's known in the iRacing community. A black stripe is back. First time since 2022 that we've had one, when Rafos won here, but then was subsequently disqualified. We had Luke Krause as well. Open invitation to any of the Pro World Championship drivers. And I hope that we talked off air. I hope Jacob Rafos goes back to his friends and he says, let's do this again. Let's make NASA Rallycross the World Championship. And for those of you that are new, whether if this is your first round or if you're like Chris Wetz and this is your 259th round, thank you for joining us. And in July, it's going to be 12 years. And I can't say thank you enough. So, warm-up times. It's ominous for Rafos, 54-0, Lifflander 54-3, McFarland 54-1, but again, you talked about it in practice when these guys were all on top of each other. It's just practice. It's just warm-up. Right. You got 10 seconds left.
It is just practice, and it is just warm-up, and these drivers possibly trying something new, maybe trying something a bit out of their comfort zone. It's something I always did in a warm-up session. Literally nothing to lose as time begins to count down to move into this 10-lap feature, 2-joker race, Josh, with a fantastic field of drivers, including one professional, Jacob Rafos.
Our grid for the 9th running of the English Grand Prix. It's Rafos, Lifflander, McFarland, Lindy, Darnell, and Rakowski. Interestingly, there's never been a repeat winner. Bo Albert in 21A, Sindre Silva 21B, Kraus 21C, Rafos in 22A, Kingsbury 22B, Martel 23A, Abedi 23B, McFarland 23C.
Wow.
Will Kieran Lifflander make this a 9th different winner, or will Jacob Rafos make it 2 wins? It's all to play for. 10 laps, 6 cars, 2 jokers, as we get ready for the English Grand Prix. Green flag in England, off the line. Rafos blinks out, not sure where he went. Lifflander's by himself, side by side of the teammates. It's Lindy versus McFarland down to the first corner. Darnell and Rakowski. Have we lost Rafos off the grid? Rafos had an issue. He is in the back of the field, Justin Robichaud, as we head up the hill for the first time. And I want to tell you guys, you might want to run, because the fastest kid in the world is in the back. He is going to be possessed to get back to the front of the field. Lifflander leads ahead of McFarland, ahead of Lindy, ahead of Darnell, Rakowski, and Rafos. He disappeared off my screen. I don't know if he missed the start or had a technical issue or what, but expect him to make his way through the field.
Wow, and that's this track, Josh. That's me. I've been here. I've gone through the start of this track and been in a small issue and been put to the back. I know the feeling, and this is not good. But if any driver can come from the back and he can make a move, make a charge, I think it can be him, Josh. And we'll see. He's already back up to 4th place here. And
Rakowski jokered on the first lap. Now he has to get by.
Wow.
Darnell versus Lindy. We don't want to miss the battle up front between Lifflander and McFarland. It's 2 car lengths between the two. The kid from Rafos has sent Darnell into the wall. Off the track goes the 13.
Wow, we can't. Ouch! What a little move there. So let's see what happens here. This track really bringing the worst out of drivers at the moment. Something I'm very, very familiar with, Josh. As wow, we watch a little battle here, a brawl. Both of these drivers don't go for the joker.
Lifflander still leads. McFarland second, Lindy third, Rafos closing. And we've got some people in the chat rooting for the Maryland car, a.k.a. Josh Darnell. In the fence is the 029, the winner of the semi-final. Now, if you're Matthew Lindy, are you going to hold up Jacob Rafos in favor of your teammate here? Would you do a little team orders?
I don't know. I don't think I would. Rafos is such a smart driver and a very talented one. I don't think that's a driver I want to try and hold up. He's just going to shove you out
off the track again.
Make a very good pass on you regardless. Pushing so hard
way
here.
Off the track to make the pass is Rafos in the 13.
Bit of a nudge. Moves up on the inside. Makes the move there. Very, very, very
Lifflander jokers.
Move.
McFarland jokers. That'll be McFarland strategies run. So Rafos still has 2 jokers left. He's going to get by McFarland now. The 13 goes to the spot ahead of the 1. Lindy behind his teammate. Lifflander better run and hide from Rafos in the 13. Seriously. As we begin lap 4.
No kidding, run and hide is what Lifflander want to do. Rafos has not been kind, but a driver that doesn't have, need the right to be kind to somebody. That's probably Rafos, the way he's been beating around. We're gonna go inside Evan right now. Josh, take it away.
Riding on board, exiting turn 4, over the jump. Nose goes to the sky, brake early before the dirt, get the car pointed, believe in riding around the wall. They both nearly hit the wall. In the 13 and the 1 was Rafos and McFarland down the hill, down the back straightaway, flipping the throttle, braking in the supercars. Will we see a joker? We will not. Curb to curb, use it, all of it on exit. Rounding the final corner. Lifflander will cross the line to begin lap number 5, ahead of Rafos. McFarland, Lindy jokered, Rakowski strategies done. And Lifflander around to turn 1! The championship leader is out!
Just like that, very unsafe rejoin, almost takes out Evan McFarland there in the process. And that is not a mistake you want to make, and gives it up to Rafos.
So, this changes everything. Now Lifflander's on the outside looking in. He's got 1 joker left. We can write him out. It's going to be if McFarland can hang with Jacob Rafos.
And hanging with him he is. 0.8 seconds is very respectable to be here, Josh. And all it takes is one mistake, but a driver that's not going to make very many of those mistakes. And that's going to be Jacob Rafos here.
Jokering Lifflander. McFarland's strategy's done. Let's keep an eye on that. Lifflander's strategy is now done. And if you're McFarland, you have to try and hang with car number 13 as best as you can. Last lap, 54.2 for Rafos, 54.5 for McFarland. Over-rotating. He used...
Yes, sir.
Wow.
Wow is right. I'm right there with you, Josh. Looked like a little bit of handbrake to help that car rotate, or a bit of a lockup. Something I use at this course very often in turn 1. Just a tiny little lockup before you rotate can help get that car turned. Very, very sharp corner turn 1 is, as they round it out. Evan McFarland hanging on here, Josh, with Rafos, one of the best in the business.
Either way, we're going to have a repeat winner here in England, whether it's Jacob Rafos or whether it's Evan McFarland. And what happened to Kieran Lifflander, from what I caught, he locked up the brakes, locked up, I think, the right rear, and it sends you to the left. There's no way you can control it. Happens very, very easy, especially when you are on the razor's edge.
And the Joker smacks the wall, goes around, has to overcorrect, bring it back. That's a huge mistake. Put him almost to the back there, Darnell. Obviously in the pits, so as back you can be here.
Last lap, Rafos, 54.2, 54.6 for McFarland. He is doing a very good job to try and hang with the Norwegian. But the kid from California, both of them all the way to the paint line.
Very close.
And you wonder, why do you have such a silly rule? Why can't they just use all the sand? I'll tell you what, because it's an artistry, a form of artistry to be fast and still stay on the track. And I've been a firm believer of that one. As Josh Darnell disconnects, the man from Maryland once again had that issue in turn 2. We're coming to 3 laps to go. Rafos has no reason to joker now. He's going to joker on these last 2 laps. And the gap, if I'm looking at my timing, is 1.2 seconds. So unless McFarland has an issue, I think he might hold this.
I think he's going to take it. I think McFarland's going to take it. He's so close now. There's absolutely no reason McFarland doesn't take this victory unless there's a mistake somewhere. Both of these drivers so close. You can see a small puff of smoke there as they smack the wall in turn 2. I love that, Josh. That means they're using up all of the track. That's something that I don't do personally. That takes a ton of dedication, ton of practice. Both of these drivers absolutely the best. Putting on a clinic here this evening.
Lifflander
leading just by a small margin.
Despite his mistakes, sits in 3rd. And I just reorganized my spreadsheet. Rafos and McFarland, are tied with 6 wins on 14 on the wins list. Into the fence goes Rafos! He's going to have one joker left. McFarland goes to the race lead.
We knew he was going to drop back anyways, but now does this bring Lifflander into the position? We got to see how the Delta comes out at the end of this lap.
This is going to ebb and flow. Rafos has 1 joker left, 2 laps to go. McFarland versus Rafos versus Lifflander. Lindy's in the pit lane. It looks like we're only going to have the 4 cars to finish this race. Attrition. Incidents aplenty, despite only having 6 cars. And McFarland trying to run away. Try and get that red plate back from Kieran Lifflander. Lifflander way off track in the 20 there.
Wow, and our poll this evening for who will win tonight. Will Rafos win tonight? And it was a 50-50 split with 12 votes, and it looks like
Rafos jokers.
It looks like Rafos will not take it this evening.
Never say never. We've seen it.
Great
we saw it in the
here.
semifinal last week.
We have. Anything can happen. This track, very notorious. McFarland could have an issue here in the final lap as we take the white flag and Brands Hatch.
White flag for the California kid, Evan McFarland, defending champion, youngest champion in the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, trying to hold off. Rafos off the track. Did he think the race was network destroys? Did he just quit?
His network destroys the win. He says, "Damn, well, we'll be bad. Network destroys the win." I don't know what happened there. Maybe he's having some network problems or what, but parks it in the final lap, and that is going to be our story this evening. Lifflander will jump into second place here, Josh.
That's going to be it. It's going to be what could have been for Jacob Rafos. It's going to be what could have been for Kieran Lifflander, but it's going to be a checkered flag, a 7th career win, tying him with Josh Clogg and Dylan Smith. McFarland, defending champion, does it in England. The first repeat winner in Brands Hatch. Second place, a long way down the road, will be Kieran Lifflander after the mistake from Jacob Rafos. Good recovery. for the kid from South Carolina. And that's an overall podium for Jess Rakowski in the 999.
Moves in there as well.
Wow. Rafos Lindy Darnell, the remaining running order.
Great finish from Jess Rakowski there as well. Just a testament to how consistency in driving and finishing a race can just give you a good result in the end. And fantastic run there. And Evan McFarland, what a great story this evening. Still comes through, and he's our repeat winner here at Brands Hatch. What a fantastic little run. Can't wait to speak with him this evening.
As we will have a chat with our third place driver, Jess Rakowski. So once I can organize everything here. So Jess Rakowski, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Jess Rakowski, is this your first overall podium in a Supers race? Real quick.
Well, since we
Been a while.
Sorry, hang on. I need to turn off some music. Sorry, what was the question?
I think it's her first podium overall. I think she got a podium in Lime Rock in 23A, I believe. I could be wrong.
Fifth then. And no, I haven't. I don't think I have gotten a podium before because the one time I could have, I ran out of fuel. So.
Hey, well, look at that. Congratulations. And at a track like Brands Hatch, one that's notoriously for just getting drivers in and out of place, you got into a rhythm, and really, I guess the driver dropped out to give you the position, but consistency played a factor, and you got in there and got that podium. How does it feel?
Pretty good. Consistency is definitely something that I've been prioritizing working on over like the last year or however long I've been here. I've lost track of time, but yeah, consistency is something that I'm trying to get consistent. So yeah.
And consistency, yeah, I know, I feel that. Consistency was something that held me back in my earlier years for sure. And once that dialed in, wins and good results started to happen, and that seemed to roll in for you tonight. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight, Jess, for this fantastic podium?
I mean, like before, I'd like to thank my friends. I'd also like to thank my mom. She's been pretty supportive about things too. I've been dealing with a lot of mental stuff lately, so it's good to have people there, you know.
Absolutely. And a third place win has to be good for that as well, Jess. So take care of yourself and enjoy this result, and we'll see you.
Awesome. I did not expect this. I'm super happy. All right, see you guys later.
Fantastic. Take care, Jess.
Second place man, Kieran Lifflander, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Kieran, a bit of an issue there in turn one, locked up, seemed to go the opposite direction. Tell me what was going through your mind. It seemed like the race was yours.
Yeah, I really don't know. I was on the radio with my crew chief and asking what the hell just happened, but realized that my brake knob wasn't working. So, yeah, I went to turn one, and like every lap I'm adjusting because you're using the brakes a lot here, and I locked it up and then just wheel hop. So I kind of panicked there, but got it turned around and went back the right direction and came home with a P2 after Rafos had some issues with himself.
Hey, so running out the race seemed to pay in your favor. Anybody you'd like to thank tonight? That was a great result, regardless.
Yeah, I'd like to thank Zeem Seb Shop, Mom and Dad. Obviously, two second place finishes last night and tonight, so pretty solid day or a couple of days here or weekend overall here at Brands Hatch. So we'll go back to the shop in South Carolina, get the Subaru ready for Barcelona, and hit the road and hopefully take first place there.
Fantastic! I can't wait to see what you have for us next week, Lifflander, and we'll see you then. Take care.
Appreciate it, guys.
Take care now.
Our race winner, you are now tied with Josh Klog and Dylan Smith for 12th all time on the wins list with 7. Evan McFarland, Justin Robichaud, all yours.
Hey, Evan, and tied for 7. Seems like it's a ways up the road, but a couple more wins will push you up the pace. Probably not something you're thinking about, but talk me through your evening tonight. Seemed like you went through a little bit of drama at first, but took out the win in the last few laps. Let's hear how you made that happen.
Yeah, I mean, look, I got so lucky, man. Yeah, I just got blessed out of miracle come, and yeah, I knew I was gonna be fast. I was hitting like 53.6s, 53.7s in the practice sessions before, but the weather changed and I was a bit slower, I think, in quality than I would have liked. And in the heat race, you know, I was finding my feet again. I started getting faster and faster, and I did one lap that was faster than Jacob, so that gave me some confidence. And coming into the race, I knew I had to just have my head down and just drive, and whatever happens, happens.
Hey, and what happened was a win for you. So fantastic. We talked about it all night. Consistency being a winner and a factor in winning tonight. Great race tonight. Who would you like to thank in that consistency tonight, Evan?
Yeah, thank you. You know, the setup came in really well during the end of the race. I was holding my own Jacob, catched up a little bit to him, but you know, I gotta thank KS Industries for working together, building up the setup. My mom, my dad, you know, they've always supported me. My brothers, like I say, they're annoying, but they're cool. But yeah, I mean, the Lord above, because bro, I was prayed before this, and you know, I just got blessed. Like I was like, the chances that Kieran twists his knob, like his brake bias knob, and gets sent to the left, and Jacob has like a network error is so slim. It was like, there's no way that was luck. But like, yeah, I mean, yeah, just gotta thank my family, KS Industries, of course, Fluid Logic, True Speed, Pit Viper, Malin, OMP, Marlin Sports, Matthew Lindy. I mean, he held his own today. He got a bit of bad luck or something there, but you know, he's a great kid. He went 3 for 3 today, so I'm super proud of him. Robbie Lareal, Mario, back at KES, he was watching today, so I mean, I'm super happy to get this win for KS Industries, and also you guys for putting this broadcast on.
Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so glad Mario's watching. This is fantastic. KES Industries has been a long time runner in NASA sim racing, a long time front runner in NASA sim racing, I should add. And Evan McFarlane, always a pleasure to chat with you. One of the most humble racers I've ever had the privilege of interviewing, and great result tonight. Fantastic and deserving win. And we'll see you next week. Maybe wearing the red plate. I don't know how points are going to hold out, but yeah, we're wearing the red plate. So congratulations to you. And thank you so much, Evan.
Yep, feels good. 2-time winner, Brands Hatch the first, and red plate always feels nice. So thank you.
Let's go. Let's go. See you. Take care, Evan, and enjoy this win.
Yep. Thank you.
We'll go take a look at the unofficial Drivers' Championship, exiting the English Grand Prix. And like we had just mentioned, Evan McFarlane back on top of the championship. They have to wrap it with the red plate again. 53 over Kieran Liftlander with 51. Matthew Lindy, 41. Impressive for him, leading in contenders and third overall in supercars. Francois Martel, after missing out today, sits in fourth. Robbie Kirtley, Rakowski, Darnell, Grove, Morton, and Morris, the remaining top 10. The Constructors' Championship, KES Industries obviously pulling away as they are the only 2-car team. You might think, why are they special because they only have 2 cars? Well, it's the matter of everybody else only having 1 car. That you just gotta combine your cars and figure it out. Zeem Setup Shop 67, Slapex Ford 54, TDR Subi Squad 50, No Control 42, down the order there. And the Manufacturers' Championship, Subaru 81, Ford 47, and Volkswagen with 23. So we'll go over some programming notes and sponsor plugs, close it all up as per normal. So first, we just want to thank a couple of our partners here on the Automotive Sports Network, as the NASA Rallycross Challenge, brought to you by Overwatch Specialty Service. The only thing more unique than your problem is our solution. For more information, visit osscenter.com. Thank you so much to Rob Hartland for your continued support of NASA Sim Racing. And don't forget, NASA Rallycross Contenders, presented by Virtual Gaming Alliance. Don't be a real dork, be a virtual one. Shop now at virtual-alliance.square.site. Thank you, Dylan Thomas, for your support on that one. Thirdly, cameras for tonight's broadcast are brought to you by Whiplash SimCams. Be sure to check them out at facebook.com/whiplashmedia. Thank you, Andrew Cardinale IV, for your support on our camera packages all season. And our coverage on ASN tonight also brought to you by NordVPN. For 71% off a 2-year plan with 3 months free, visit nordvpn.com/ASNTVUSA. And finally, the intro music for the NASA World Feed, produced by Alex Abedi. If you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe to the Automotive Sports Network. And if you'd like to race, all the info is at nasasimracing.com. Speaking of liking and subscribing to ASN, don't forget Round 5 of the OSRL GT Series at Imola this Thursday, the 4th of April, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have Bryan Sawyer in the production truck, Cody Erdmann alongside Justin Robichaud for that. The next round on NASA Rallycross Lights, Sunday, April 7th in Barcelona, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Victor Valley in the production truck, James Watson alongside, hopefully, Jared Lott, like I mentioned a couple times before. Hopefully you're feeling better, my friend, and you're back as lap by lap on Sunday. Cody Erdmann, thank you for filling in yesterday. And our next round for the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge in Barcelona as well, April 8th, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, starting with contenders, moving up to supercars. You'll have Bryan Sawyer, Justin Robichaud, and myself, Josh Mertz, for that one. We talk about liking and subscribing to ASN. I want to give a shout out to Jess Rakowski and all the work that she's done with the shorts on YouTube. And I think we are creating our TikTok channel. So just keep an eye at ASN TV USA across all the social platforms. It will roll in ASN News at the bottom if you are interested. Justin Robichaud, give me a final thought and we'll button this one up.
Oh, man, I always love a race at Brands Hatch. Well, I mean, from a spectator's point, I always love a race from Brands Hatch. I always hate racing here, but props to all our racers for sticking it out tonight, just having a great race. Fantastic race from Evan McFarland tonight. He just showed that consistency can win you a race. Just overall, I think the racing here tonight was just beautiful. And I can't wait for next week. I'm just so excited, Josh. We're approaching the halfway point, and the racing couldn't get any spicier. And spicy is what I like. So let's go.
As it's been super fun, and like I always say, it doesn't matter if there's only 6 cars in each feature. These guys will give it their all 110% of the time. As I always try and button up a final thought with me, but I can't put the words together because I've used all my words in the past 2 hours. But all I can say is just incredible that what we watch every single week with all these guys. Incredible that I'm on track on Sundays dueling with these guys. It's something else. I'll get off my my old man soapbox, but the checkered flag has fallen on the evening. From all of us at the Automotive Sports Network, from Jess Rakowski, Victor Valley, Jared Lott, Chad Irvine, Philip Krause, Justin Robichaud, Cody Erdmann, James Watson, and Bryan Sawyer. My name is Josh Mertz, as we hope you enjoyed today's coverage of the Overwatch Specialty Service NASA Rallycross Challenge, tonight from England. We congratulate our Contenders Series winner, Matthew Lindy, 3 in a row, by the way, and our Supercars winner, Evan McFarland, and be sure to join us Thursday for OSRL at Imola. But until then, so long, everyone.